Good afternoon, my childish Gambinos, and welcome along to another episode of Draw with Mikey, episode 59. I hope you're all doing bloody well. For those of you not in the know, welcome along. This is the midweek series. It's super casual, super rough around the edges. I draw whatever, be it in a sketchbook or on a tablet. Maybe you guys get along with your own work in the background, and it's just really my opportunity to say hi to you lovely lot, you subscribers at home, and read your comments and see what's going on. Mostly it's kind of art or anime themed talk, but really pretty much all topics are accepted. So without further ado, I'm going to just dive straight in and start seeing what's going on. Shimsham6 from last week says, "This is an excellent display of your talents and really shows a great array of the imagination and creativity you have to bring to such work to life. Keep up the phenomenal talent." That, Shimsham6, is an incredibly lovely comment to start off with. Thank you very much. Last episode, I was doing some kind of pictures of Cersei Lannister, the bitch queen, and kind of getting an idea of how that she would look in a more cartoonish anime style. Probably more cartoon than anime, I'd say I'd probably gone for. And it's all part of this whole Game of Thrones season where I really want to just dive into the Game of Thrones characters. That being said, as of right now, it is Thursday. I'm straight back after work. My voice is still a little bit croaky, so I'm sorry if that's all over the place. Got myself a cup of coffee in the background as ever, and I basically thought, oh no, I haven't done that, because I went to see Valerian and the Planet of 1,000 Cities, or the City of 1,000 Planets, something like that. And whatever my opinions on that film might be, I was just kind of getting into some Valerian drawings. So I started doing that, and then realised that I hadn't done any drawings for the DWM. So, and I hadn't finished Valerian stuff. So I've just quickly thought I'd fish out some Mercy stuff that I was doing from Overwatch. This is in relation to like the stuff you're going to see on screen right now. These are some roughs that I was just building up, so there's no like massive final piece at the end of this, just various ideas going down on the tablet. But these are some roughs I did in relation to a private commission piece I did a while ago, and so I just thought I'd share all of these never got published kind of bits, especially because if any of you guys follow Ross Draws on here as well, like he's an incredible artist, really just roughs out loads of art, although all his characters' expressions do look exactly the same. I'm not hating, he's well good. But he recently did some Mercy stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I've got some loads of like random unreleased Mercy files of work myself. So that's what I'm doing in the background. Let me know what you guys are doing in your background. Are you getting art done? Are you just like a YouTube redder like some of you guys are, listening on the train or something like that? Always a pleasure. And if you haven't noticed by now, it's mostly me just going on a ramble. So Melissa G. Dubrail says, "Watching this with the Game of Thrones Season 6 soundtrack in the background. It's great. Loving how you make the characters into more cartoon stroke anime style. I kind of want to try it myself." Well, Melissa G, crack on and have a go. I can't encourage you any more to like do some drawing. Bloody love drawing. You should always have a go, even if you think you're shit in it. It's not going to be the amazing artwork you thought. Get your skills down. Blue Flames says, "Hey Mikey, your art has helped me so much with my own work, so thank you." You're welcome, Blue Flames. Could you draw Tsuyu Asui from Boku no Hero Academia or Toka from Date Alive, please? So Boku no Hero Academia. A lot of these suggestions have been logging up recently, and I am definitely noting them all down. That's already on the list, good sir, because I haven't actually talked about this a while ago, I haven't watched any anime for ages. So I'm wasting most of my life again doing film cram, putting all those Game of Thrones things together. So I'm going to actually start watching Boku no Hero Academia, or at least give it the old, 3-episode rule to see how I think about it, mull it over, and hopefully get into it, hopefully start drawing on topic. So thanks as ever for the suggestion. Gillian Englund Boulanger says, "Hey Mikey, hello." Hello GEB, I'm new here and I like your work very much. Thank you very much, good sir. I listen to the DWM at my holiday job. I'm a poor student, which might give some awkward situations when a character is posed in a sexual way. But moving on. Yeah, I'm sorry there. If you ever get a thumbnail that's got too much boob or bum in it, I do apologise. Do you have any tips on how to draw the second eye? Sorry for the bad English. I'm Belgian, so it isn't my main language. Oh, dude, your English is very good. No worries. Yeah, mate, I've literally got a tutorial on how to draw eyes from an angle in anime and manga. So when you draw the first eye and the second one's maybe at a 3/4 distance on the head, and it's not quite a perfect mirror image reflection. So yeah, just search mikeymegamega eyes or something like that into YouTube, and you will find said knowledge available in a short 42-minute, 22-second video. I can see it in my suggested list as I'm talking, so it's right in front of me. Yeah, it's actually quite a long video, but I do kind of cover that topic in a fair whack. I hope it helps, good sir. Kyrul Simil, I might be ruining your name. Marjorie, question mark. So what you're quite clearly asking is, are you going to be doing Queen Marjorie for one of the DWMs in terms of the Game of Thrones characters? Short answer, yes. Longer answer, maybe even it was planned to be for today, but I didn't quite get around to it, which is why you're enjoying some Mercy faces instead. Mercy! Duckers says, hey Mikey, hello Duckers. Just wanted to say thanks for helping me improve as an artist. I love drawing whilst we're listening to these DWMs. Thank you very much, Duckers. It's always a pleasure for you guys just kind of saying hello and popping along. Of course, I'm grateful to all subscribers and people who click on the videos. It's, you know, it's awesome, and it kind of helps the channel grow, and it makes me feel all nice inside. But yeah, if you guys are getting on with your own artwork, I want to know all about it. If you guys are coming over and saying thank you very much, Mikey, and stuff, that is really kind of you, and I massively appreciate it. Why don't you tell me, if you're going to come say hi, Mikey, or something like that, tell me what's your favourite manga, what's your favourite anime, why? Get engaged, and I want to maybe steal all of your suggestions to just line up a holiday where I just read anime and manga solidly. Yeah, read anime, that's how you do it, you don't watch it. Vicious Drawing says, great job on the buns, Mikey. Thank you very much, I'm quite good at drawing bums. When you start drawing sexy men again, you should definitely do some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters. You should also check Ayami Kojima art if you've never heard of her. Ayami Kojima, I must have heard of this person. Control C, open a new tab, Google image search. Ayami Kojima. Oh, wow, no, maybe I don't know this person. Oh, I do. You know what? I'll tell you exactly what's happened. Someone has suggested this artist to me a long time ago, and I was like, oh shit, it's all of the Alucard stuff from Castlevania. She's the artist behind that. And then I put it in a things to look at later tab. I never looked at it later. Yeah, this lady is fucking incredible. Some of the artwork is so good. Oh, I'd love to just sit down with some watercolour and just fucking get intensely knocked into this sort of stuff. Oh, it's so delicious. I'm going to leave that tab open. Thank you very much for that suggestione. Love your suggestions. Sign Affin says, dark chocolate 80% and green tea with copious amounts of honey. They will fuck up any cold pronto. Oh, thank you for the suggestion. I wish I'd read this before I'd started recording this episode. Of course, I never pre-read any of your comments because that's how rough and ready this episode is. For the moment, I'm just going to sip my coffee. Take sip. But that is a good idea. Dark chocolate, loads of dark chocolate, and green tea with honey. No alcohol in there though. People usually tell me a bit of brandy as well. Jonah IH says, I don't get it. I don't get it. I can draw a fairly decent torso, but it's impossible to draw a passable pair of legs without accidentally giving the character huge hips. And then when I try to narrow the hips a bit, it doesn't look right at all. Any advice? My immediate advice, Jonah IH, would be make thinner legs. Make thinner legs, and you'll need a thinner torso to carry them off. When you've got really wide hips and a wide torso, unless you're drawing a character with massively wide hip bones, then you're probably indicating a load of curve, build-up of muscle and or fat. And the legs are going to curve out and probably be voluptuous accordingly. If you thin that torso down, don't just thin the legs from the outside, thin them from the inside edge as well. And hopefully that'll give you a more proportionate character. But then again, this is coming from a guy who likes a good curve on his character, so it swings and roundabouts. Yusef Shaihin says, hey Mike Rooney, hello you Saroni. I hope you're doing bloody well yourself. Thank you. I need your help with something. I usually do a lot of unfinished art. Yeah, you and me both, mate. I've got one on screen right now. And do a lot of studies, especially poses and hands. Good for you, good sir. So I basically train a lot and almost never draw an unfinished drawing. Some say this is good and others say it's bad. What do you think yourself? Shall I do finished art more often? Thanks for everything. You're welcome. Well, dude, I'm a massive perpetrator of unfinished arts, and it's kind of hard to argue what unfinished art might be, because even, I don't know how far into the time-lapse bit of the Mercy stuff, but you've probably seen that I've done a couple practice faces, and I've done that not because I thought these would be the final art piece faces, but I need to warm up my hands and warm up my drawing skill and get a bit of an idea down, or a pose, or try to work on an angle and an idea. And sometimes you just need to rough out an idea so that you've got it logged on a piece of paper or digitally somewhere, so you don't need to remember it, and then you can crack on with something else. And when it comes to drawing, you usually have to do a load of shit drawings first before you get into the smooth McGroove and actually find yourself doing a final piece towards the end of it. So I would say warm-up art is technically unfinished art because you're not turning it into a final piece. And it's absolutely fine. If you're drawing really quickly and letting stuff go and then working onto something else, I would say that's absolutely great. If you're really committed to doing a final piece because you've got a particular vision and design you want to see happen, then go for it and crack on. But if you're just starting stuff and letting it go because you're just building up the skills and building up the technique or warming up, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, a sketchbook is going to be a natural place to be. Excuse me. This is my throat kicking. I've never massively recovered from that weird cold I had, and it's just really messed up now. Although I talk too much in my job, so that swings and roundabouts. But yeah, your sketchbook's always going to be a place that is jam-packed with just half-finished ideas and half-addled concepts. That's totally cool. So unless you're actually needing to produce something for like a client in order to feed yourself and pay the rent, then you've probably got to change your game plan. Otherwise, nah, just be happy, do what you want, mate. Enough. Oh man, your names. This one's in caps lock. Ena Federaha! Hello, Mikey. Hello, Ena Federaha. I've recently watched an anime. Well, it was a movie called Kokoro ga Sakebitu ga Tadanuda. No, I have no idea what it is. It's really amazing, and the art and animation are gorgeous. I really recommend it to you. Kokoro ga Sakebita ga Tadunda. Oh, no, wait, no idea. Let's Control C your suggestion. Love Control C'ing stuff. That's how I live my life. Google. Image search. The Anthem of the Heart. Oh, okay. Ooh, 4 out of 5 rating. Google average. Okay, thank you for the suggestion. I'll leave that in as well. What are these? Choir singers of some sorts in a school slice of life style anime? OVA, straight to video? Nice. Thank you for the suggestion. I will keep that and continue with your delicious comments. Sauceman says, wow, I very much like the style you use of faces, and I actually prefer this style over your more anime-influenced ones. Sauceman, thank you. Always on the journey to kind of find and modify my own style and my own techniques. And if I find myself working from real-life characters and actors, I definitely go more cartoon, I would say, or more Western comic style, because a lot of the character that you'll see in someone can often centre around the nose and different lines in the features that anime techniques really don't tend to bring into play. So if you want to just turn someone into an anime character, you can crack on and get your life down. But I find that if you need a character to be slightly recognisable as something that exists in real life, or somebody that exists in real life, then yeah, I definitely tend to go that more cartoony edge. And I enjoy it as well. I like mixing it up. I try to dip in and out of loads of different styles, although it is predominantly cartoon and anime these days. Yeah, just to keep it all mixed. And Heartnet Harvey Drawing says, what is your most hated thing about beginner artists? About beginner artists? Oh, and Win Gwyn says, drawing breasts like balloons. And then Heartnet Harvey continues, I think the shape and size are both important to how the character comes across. Heartnet Harvey, I'm not having a go at you. I don't know, I have literally no idea why I decided to pick that voice to read your comment. It's a very legitimate question. What is my most hated thing about beginner artists? Well, I don't hate beginner artists. Like, if people have just started getting into art, I think that's fucking awesome. Beginner artists, what makes me sad is that beginner artists are often very, because we've got, like, you live in a world of the internet, right? And you've just got Pinterest on your phone. You can see amazing art every day. Pop to the poo, look at some art. It's amazing. And then, like, you kind of get this immediate standard because you know what great art looks like for you. And if you're a beginner artist, I do see a lot of people get frustrated really quickly that they're not able to immediately draw the kind of stuff that they're seeing and taking in. And it makes me a bit sad because some people might give up a bit earlier on that whole sort of thing. And you really have to commit, like, unless you're like, you know, legendary sort of genius tensei level kind of guy who's genetically really good at drawing art. Like, it does take time and it does take practice, and you get a lot of reward out of it. The act of drawing, like, really chills me out and makes me a happy guy. But it doesn't come immediately for, I'd say, 99% of people in the world. So a lot of beginner artists dive in, realise they've got a long way to go and quit, and they're just like, oh, it's not for me, it's shit. And I'm just like, oh, mate, come on, just like give it another go. It's nice to do. Chill out. Draw like simple stuff and work your way up if, you know, you're having problems like that. Like, I've got some friends who, I mean, they've got their own style and it's fucking amazing as far as I'm concerned, but they wouldn't consider themselves at all interested in art. But when we were kids, we used to sit around and just copy and draw loads of Calvin and Hobbes cartoons. I wonder if anybody knows, if anyone's listening right now and you know what I'm talking about in Calvin and Hobbes, respect. Respect to you, sir and or woman. So we used to do like loads of stuff like that, simple things, and it's just nice to pass the time. Although once I had a friend and I came back to my bedroom, like I just left the room for a bit, and to be fair, like I had a Calvin and Hobbes book out and there was some colouring pencils somewhere. Came back to my room and he was just sitting there colouring in the black and white panels in one of my Calvin and Hobbes books. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because he straight up thought it was like a colouring in comic book. And I was, oh man, that fucked me up. I mean, like about a year later, I thought it's the best idea in the world. And I started colouring in all of the black and white panels in Calvin and Hobbes with just loads of simple colours just to bring it all to life. But yeah, wow, it really shocked me. I'm definitely one of those people, it's happening again. It's going on to a side note ramble warning. I'm definitely one of those people who, when it comes to... There's two types of people, apparently, when it comes to reading books. I am one of those people who will read a book in such a manner that he does his utmost best not even to crease the spine. And I will make loads and loads of notes, but I will make them all on post-it notes and sticky notes, which I put very neatly inside the book with very neat handwriting. So that once I've gone through a book, it'll be jam-packed full of my thoughts and ideas surrounding the story, but that book will be near pristine copy, you know, ever so slightly darkened along the actual opposite end of the spine, where you can just have your thumb on the pages all the time, but like real 99% high quality. And then you get other people who consume and devour their books, like they get really tatty and messed up immediately, and they throw them in a bag and keep them with them, and they write directly onto the page down the side and stuff like that, and they kind of, you know, use it to prop a door open and stuff, which is just blows my mind. I can't live my life like that. But in a very similar vein, it means that I'm not the kind of guy who has let people just kind of turn up with my Calvin and Hobbes books and colour them in. Wow, I've just... like, I haven't thought about that memory since it happened. This was like, what, 20 odd years ago? Wow. Actually, no, let's say it's way more than 20 years. That makes me too old to be reading Calvin and Hobbes. But yeah, that really like... Oh man, it really got to me. Oh, I've completely forgotten about that. There we go. It's just a moment for Mikey, and you all got to come along for the ride. So yeah, it's basically giving up too easy. That was your question, wasn't it, Hartner Harvey? Giving up too quickly is one of my most hated things. Hate's a strong word, but things that makes me just think, oh, you're missing out as a beginner artist. That and drawing boobs really badly. And I don't know why. Like this, it's just a really odd thing that slightly annoys me. You can draw a cartoon any way you want. Live your life. I'm totally into people just doing what they want. As long as, you know, it's not causing harm to other people. Don't, you know, form like a rape gang or anything. But cartoons where the characters are drawn with just like 3 fingers and a thumb instead of 4 fingers and a thumb. I can't get my head around it. I'm just like, put another finger on it. Well, if you're doing if you're drawing an alien, fine, I don't care. But if you're drawing a person, give them another finger. It's fine. I shouldn't be angry. And I know there's loads of like, I think Simpsons, maybe Futurama does it. It's not a big deal, but like every time I look at it, I'm just like, Anyway, Kitten Knight says, can you go back to helping some of us draw guys? As in, can I do more male tutorials? Yes, of course. I dipped in very lightly just to stop the constant flow of when you're going to do male tutorial asking. I have got some more on my mind. Am I going to be able to do one for this weekend? I've got straight up no idea what I'm going to fit in for this weekend. But yes, there is the list and more to come. Aphrodite Lee says, I love you. I love you too, Aphrodite Lee. No homo if you're a man or a woman. Wait. No homo, no hetero. Double bagged it. Excellent. And Laucan Van Essen says, 8 minutes 20. Yeah, that happened in Rocky 4 with Apollo. Oh, Laucan, thank you. It sounds like you're asking, because I do raise a lot of questions where I don't remember stuff. Sounds like you're answering a question about something that I just couldn't remember. So thank you, but I just don't remember what I didn't remember at the time. And Noxy Blackwing says, hi Mikey. Hello Noxy Blackwing. This comment is long as fuck. I'm so sorry. Oh god damn it. You know, I have to discourage your long comments. Oh, it is. Let's expand this. Okay, so you asked about the oh yeah, I did actually, Noxy. If you're answering my question, I'm allowing it. Last time you asked about the Nintendo Switch and whether or not it was just a portable version of the Wii U. Well, it's not at all like a Wii U in my opinion. Alright, mate. I really hated that system, to be honest. The Switches are very portable and very easy to use. You don't have to worry so much about the motion controls, but you did on the Wii U, and I'd say it's definitely worth playing on. I haven't really played any of the other Legend of Zelda games, but Breath of the Wind is awesome, and it's something if you're interested in, I'd strongly recommend it. Okay, I am, because I'm a big Ocarina of Time fanboy, so yeah, Breath of the Wind, maybe I want to go there. Majora's Mask, I guess, you know, if you meet like an alternative girl at a party and she's into it, I'd probably say I was into it as well. A few more things that make it better than a Wii U is that basically it has 3 different controller modes. The one I use the most is a single controller. Tablet part is in the station on the screen. Yeah, no, we're quite familiar, dude. No worries, dude. We're quite familiar about how it's set up. I've seen the videos. TV screen and tablet stuff, blah, 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 blah. And you can both have half a controller and use it similar to the Wii U tablet and take it with you wherever you go. Hopefully this helps in some way. All of those sound really cool. And yeah, mobile gaming, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a position where I commute without driving at the moment. Like I used to be in a place where I'd like maybe get a train into London like several times a week or something like that. So now like I don't really need a portable gaming system. And to be fair, like for a very long time I had Final Fantasy VII emulated onto my phone, and mate, I had 7, 8 and 9 emulated onto my phone. So you know what, shit the bed. Like you could just leave me somewhere, as long as I didn't run out of battery, I was happy for endless fucking hours. But yeah, that is some good feedback about the Wii U and the... Wait, what was it called? The new one, the Switch. Thank you very much, Noxy. Hardcore Crew, of course you are. Tanya Zanin Habiba said your artwork's awesome. Thank you very much. And Salilovs 2001 says draw Zelda. Okay, I might do. The princess with the passion for getting reanimated and falling under the same trouble. Isn't it like a reoccurring... We'll come off of a Switch story soon. Isn't it like a reoccurring issue where Link and Zelda and Ganondorf are endlessly reincarnated to fight the same struggle for an endless world of time? Like, isn't it always a Link, Zelda, Ganondorf issue every single time or something? And it's something to do with like this eternal struggle fates thing from a really early version of Zelda? I'm not sure. Maybe you guys know the lore a little bit better than I do. Attila Tistiane says, cool vid, I'm drawing my badass chick character now. As for a request for video, I would be so kind to draw James Delaney from Taboo, please. Control C. Gotta be careful typing in the word taboo on the internet. And who's James Delaney? James Delaney. Oh, I better put taboo in as well. There's loads of results. Who and or what? Oh, wow. What is this? Is this a TV show? I've never watched this. Oh man, he looks like a badass motherfucker. Yeah, so it's got... I'm so terrible with names. It's got Bane, but not Bane, you know, the guy from No Lines McMad Max, you know what I mean? Yeah, I could come back to that. To be fair, that just looks like a TV show I might want to watch instead of something I want to draw. But yeah, very good. As for the Attack on Titan's at chapter 95. Read it if you can. Some real shit goes down in there now. Okay, maybe I should catch up because, I mean, I talk about this a lot. Probably only because it's quite so popular and it often comes up from you guys. But I always saw Attack on Titan as a bit like Lost in that it's so full of promise and it's got these genres mixed together, which is great. And the fact that characters can die is great, and the artwork wasn't so great, but it was immediately solved as an anime because the artwork was really good. And it didn't matter that much because the story was so engaging. At the same time, as I read that, I kind of felt like it's got a vibe where maybe they're making it up as they go along and the pace suddenly drops off when Eren gets kidnapped. And now there's the stuff with the real royalty. And basically, I think I'm just repeating myself from last week, so I'll cut myself off for the sake of reading your comments. But yeah, I'm a little bit in and out with that, and we'll see how we go. But if it's worth diving back into, maybe I should give it some time. Prima Arbardin says, you capture her sinister side very well. Well done. Thank you very much. I assume you mean sinister side. Of course, referring to Cersei and her arched eyebrows and her wine-loving shenanigans. And Shannon Lee says, I don't like Game of Thrones, but love your art. Gorgeous. Thank you very much, Shannon. Application says, oh yeah, part man, part machine, but all cyber commando. Hey Mikey, still here. Hashtag hardcore crew. Welcome as ever. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Right, but like I feel better. I don't know what's wrong. Like my throat just, it's too much talking. Like it gets really irritated and I get really husky and horsey. It's all over the place. I'm physically fine. Just my talking communication ability has dropped off, which isn't good because the other channel Film Cram is mostly me talking really quickly whilst talking about Game of Thrones or movies. So something's got to give eventually. Anyway, do you think you could try to draw something in the style of Junji Ito? Oh, okay, let's have a look. He's a horror manga writer, not so super sexy, and his style is really top-notch for all of that. Always love hearing about top-notch artists. Again, into the new tab. Yes. Oh, I've seen loads of this guy's work on Pinterest. Yeah, I'm going to leave this tab open nonetheless. Somebody told me there's like a really high-ranking shonen anime or manga at the moment, which is about, not by this artist, by the way, but about a load of people in like an orphanage and some really fucked up shit happens to them, because some of the imagery of this reminds me of that, weirdly. Anyway, let's go back through. Thank you very much for the suggestion as ever. A series called Uzumaki. I think I've heard of something like that. Obviously not the one that you're all thinking of. And Sasha Klein says, hey Mikey, hello Sasha. Man Bear Pig. I dare you to draw him. We'll get there, mate. We'll get to some Man Bear Pig. Get to some South Park in general. Fucking love. Actually, to be fair, I don't watch South Park now, but like, you know how like, how to put it? So you know how like The Good Simpsons was basically season 3 to season 8 or something like that? And, you know, nobody really watches The Simpsons anymore. It's kind of the same thing with South Park. I don't know what seasons were the best, because there's billions now. But like the stuff where Butters first started really coming into his own, that was like the pinnacle of South Park, I'd say, for me. And then after that, I just don't really catch up with it. But again, time. Anyway, that's enough from me. What are you saying? You say, Sasha, I'm not into Game of Thrones, but I had a good chuckle at your Mad Max reference. Thank you very much. I guess you could say that reference was beyond the Thunderdome. Winky face. You arsehole. such a fucking shit thing, and yet I loved it. Oh, a prick. I love how the drawings turned out this episode. Thank you. The J. Scott Campbell vibe is strong with those. Oh, dude! Yeah, wait. Where am I thinking? I'm looking for my Danger Girl art book. But mate, yeah, you nailed it. Unless, of course, I said that myself. If not, yes, you have nailed it. That's exactly what I had in mind, dude. Fuck. Well done. I kind of get the dude commented. They found it easier to relate to anime characters. Oh, yeah. So a while back, we had like a bit of a discussion about, do you guys find it harder to relate to anime characters than characters in real life TV and films, and thus care less when they die or something happens and so on? And somebody was really pro-anime more than the real life version, which was an out of the usual answer. But in the context, you say, though not necessarily the case with yourself, Sasha, you figure it's easy to project yourself onto drawn characters and actors than in live action movies. Maybe. Just your 2 cents. All thoughts are welcome. So, my question for you this time. Alright, mate. What do you think of Monster Musume and Triage X? Personally, I love them a lot. Great drawings and episodes as per usual. Love watching DWM. You inspire me to keep practicing. Oh, that's very kind. Cheers from Germany. Ah, guten Tag. Prima. Tschüss. Hashtag hardcore crew. Excellent. Right. Triage X. Don't know it. I'm going to control C it in a moment. Monster Musume. I do not watch this. I very particularly do not watch this on purpose. I've had a lot of requests to do Monster Musume stuff. I'm just looking at Triage X really quickly on another screen. Oh. Oh, hey, is this the, sorry, I didn't mean to get so excited just then, quite loud. Is this the same artist behind? Yeah, this is definitely the same mangaka, surely, behind High School of the Dead. That style looks really particular. Really booby. Excellent. I'm definitely going to start reading that, don't you worry. The reason why I'm avoiding Monster Musume is that I know that there's like a main character and she's a snake girl, and that's really popular. But I also know that, like, is it a school where everybody's a monster? And they've got a character that's part girl, part spider, and that fucking disgusts me. Like, I've seen pictures of this spider girl character with her spider legs and spider body, and no, none of that for Mikey. So I will, because I've had like requests for the non-spider character as fan art and stuff like that. I will do that. That's fine. Not for Spider Girl. Don't want to go anywhere near it. And I can't bring myself to like watch any of that simply for that. Like, I don't know if she's in the first episode or if she's just in the last, but I know that somewhere she's in it and I don't want to know. It creeps me out. I fucking hate spiders. So, yeah, Sasha, thank you very much for that good comment. Staz Anime says, Salut Mikey, comment ça va? Pas grand chose, mais je crois que... Oh wait, fuck it. Basically, yeah, thank you very much, dude. You know, nothing's much going on, just chilling out. Je suis en train de recorder Draw of Mikey. J'aimerais savoir si tu utilisais la J-Pen et si oui, combien de temps as-tu mis pour la maîtrise? C'est la bonne continuation. Merci beaucoup, mon ami, pour le comment. Et oui, combien de temps? Beaucoup de temps. Ouais, je n'ai pas à avoir le temps. Pour moi, c'était le premier problème. But thank you very much for your comment. And of course, mate, I feel you, absolutely. Lady Star 2005 says, try drinking peppermint tea or throat tea. Oh, another tea advisory. Thank you very much, you lovely guys. I love your support. Let's sip some coffee. You've just reminded me I've got coffee here. It really helps my family when we have the sniffles. I do have peppermint tea downstairs. I will make that my next cup of pleasure after this, after I've done the recordings. And Andre145 says, "Hey Mikey," hello Andre, "wanted to start by saying your videos have helped me so much I can't even express it." Oh, thank you very much. But on to the question. How did you learn your way around Photoshop? Did you watch any tutorials or just figure it out on your own? I've had it for about half a year and still don't really know what I'm doing, especially when it comes to inking. I have my pressure sensitivity adjusted, but everything is always too thick and round or too thin and you can't see it. Any advice would be enormously appreciated. Oh mate, Photoshop is an incredible tool. And like I was just talking, there's in the office where I work, there's another guy there who is a really talented artist as well. Like he's really good. And we were just talking, I think the other day, like about software that we use, and he uses something that's on the iPad for free. He uses it really well. And I was saying that like, yeah, I'm aware Photoshop is incredible, but out of all the work that I do, I'm using like probably 5 to 15% of what Photoshop is capable of. I'm not using it to its maximum degree. In a really similar vein, I started using it by just drawing and then drawing with different layers and then learning about gradient tools and other stuff and kind of mapping surfaces. But I'm not like a Photoshop pro. There's so much you can do with it. In terms of the pressure sensitivity stuff, if you've got all of your settings mapped out in Photoshop, you're still getting blobs and circles and stuff. I wonder is whatever tablet or pressure pad you're using, it may be the hardware's the issue, or the software and the driver stuff needs updating, because you should be able to get a fairly smooth line going on. But you kind of have to work in lots of little lines, I find now. Obviously, you guys all gave me some lovely advice about Photoshop plugins, which smooth your line artwork a while ago, which is great. But I do find that I layer on the line work a little bit more these days. Start off really light, layer it down to create more of a finalized line. Maybe it's a bit blurry around the edges and I clean it up from there. But I don't look to Photoshop to get immediately finalized, like high quality dark ink lines or ink equivalent for the sake of a final piece. I tend to kind of build it up a little bit more than I would if I'm doing it on paper. So it's kind of quick because you can change stuff and adapt it. It's kind of long because the process isn't quite as natural to me personally. So all I can say is, yeah, find out what you want to do, or maybe look at some artwork other people do and start exploring and experimenting. That's always the main bit. For example, I'll watch some artwork of other people and they have this really painting style, like maybe you guys know about, is it, I'm not saying this correctly at all and I know I'm not, I want to say Ilya Kushinov, let's try typing it in. Ilya Kushinov, Ilya Kuvinshov. Oh, fuck. Anyway, so a particular artist who's got a really excellent style, you probably know what I'm talking about. And they like had this tutorial video about what they did, and a load of their initial work was actually all about using different layers and changing the layer types, like using color burn and dodge and material tools. Instead of just painting straight away, they sketched, put down some basic colors, and then let the layer adjustment tools do all of the hard work for a bit, and then they ended up painting up the final part of that. And that really just blew my mind open, because I was like, wow, you can get the technology to do so much work that you would otherwise have to kind of paint in and gradient up yourself. So don't be scared to let the technology have some of the fun. Make sure you're still in control of your own art pieces, but play around. Oh, it's another rant. I've got to stop doing that. Akuma no Inu says, "Hey again, Mikey." Hello, Akuma. Since the last DWM questions were so long, here's a shorter version. 1. I have drawn a pen and paper in my sketchbook because that's the point of a sketchbook, correct? You're supposed to fuck up the drawings. Yes. I should have asked, how do I finish a final piece? When it comes to a final drawing, I can never finish them since I always forget about it and never finish the inking. Oh, it's a really similar question to one we had earlier. Finishing a final piece, oh god, it's, you know, mate, you just got to commit to it. It's fucking difficult. Try to get most of the work done in one day. Whatever the last 20 minutes are to polish it off, you might want to leave that for a following day, just so that you've got fresh eyes on it, as opposed to trying to wrap it up really late at night when you're probably more likely to make mistakes. Finishing a piece, it depends how committed you are to the work or the character. Like, start stuff, get your ideas down. Absolutely, a sketchbook is all about that. Draw with Jazza did like a kind of how to use your sketchbook video, which was quite good. Like, it covered some stuff that was just I hadn't thought about for years, so it's actually a really good video to watch. And he just talks about the idea if you find stuff on a page where it's fully probably most of scrap and bad ideas, you can just find one that really kind of meets what you're after the most. Maybe like give it a thicker outline or a highlighter, or use a different pen, or give it like some white ink highlights. Maybe just even like create a dark abstract shape in the background to really make that character pop forward off of the page, just so that you can focus your attention on it a bit more. Get a piece which isn't finalized and perfect, and really just work it over with some final lines to create a character out of it nonetheless, and that will really help your brain get into the idea that you can come up with something slightly more, air quotes, publishable out of your scrappy ideas. So don't hesitate to go back to a kind of a scrappy midway idea. Start to work back on top of it until you get something a bit more final with robust edges and ideas and concepts, and maybe that will help. Part 2 of your question. If I'm copying the way you draw bodies, but I draw everything else differently, am I still copying someone's art style? It sounds like you're using a reference. As long as you're not tracing, you're referencing like a character body shape, or you're referencing a pose to put your own character on top of. It's swings and roundabouts. Like you need to learn to draw your own poses as well, as much as anything. But that sounds more like it's referencing than copying. So do whatever you want, mate. Live your life. And also you add, Mikey, I'm glad I found you when I first got into art and drawing back in 2016, but I turned to drawing when I got a major depression because I didn't know what to do with my life and was at the end of my rope. Mate, there's no easy answer for what to do with your life. Luckily, I'm still alive to this day and continuing to do what I love. Even though I still have depression, I always watch your videos to help me get into the mood for drawing, and it helps me relax. Good sir, Akuma no Ino. Absolutely feel you, mate. Everybody gets depression to one degree or another, and like I've had that shit myself, absolutely. So I full on feel you, mate. But like, yeah, like that's what I love so much about art. I mean, if you're in a good mood or you just fucking think life's shit, if you like really just get absorbed into drawing and like get into your art piece, it puts you in a slightly better place, and it just eats up the hours, and at least out of the end of it, you've created something. So yeah, all the best to you, good sir. And Gas Mask Animation says, howdy Mikey, hello there Gas Mask Animation. I've been watching you for months but never subbed. Why not, bruv? Come on, man, I gotta eat. Anyway, I don't know why. Love your art and I like doodling whilst I watch, but I can't figure out how there are people who get to watch all of your videos. I only have time for about 1 or 2 a month. It's sad. Oh yeah. Like, I make my videos, so I guess it's different. But, I then upload them. Sometimes I remember to check them to make sure the upload hasn't like gone all funny. But I never have time to watch them either. Like, absolutely, like I completely agree. And if anybody out there, well, if you're listening to this, you're watching a video, so I bloody love you already. Well done for you, pat on the back. But anybody out there who just like gets a moment to click on the odd 1 or 2, if there's something I've done that might interest them, I'm well pleased for it. But yeah, I mean you you hardcore crewers, like it makes me laugh that we have a hashtag hardcore crew thing. You hardcore crewers, you bloody know who you are. And some of you are in for a few episodes now, and some of you are like really long term, and some of you like were really in the beginning and then only recently come back. Much love to any of you, anyone following any of those patterns, it's all cool. But yeah, like I see so many, obviously I'm subscribed to loads of artists on YouTube because ages ago I asked for all of your suggestions and I followed all of them. So now I've got like this massive subs list that I just try to take a look at. And so many of them make so many great videos. And I'm just like, oh, I really want to watch that later. And then later never happens. You never get the time. But thank you, nonetheless. And what else do you say? I have to say, binge watch this and DC Young Justice Abridged. Yeah, so I'm only just becoming aware, by the way, of all this abridged stuff that people are making. Like, it's really fucking good. But we're going to come back to that. I've watched some Final Fantasy VII abridged. And it, like, spoke fucking volumes to me. But question, how do you find good colour palettes? Hashtag occasionally. Hashtag hardcore crew. Ooh, a good palette. Basic colour theory is kind of the start. But I would say, like, I don't do this much myself, but I'm really trying to make it a bit more of a habit, is regardless of if visually it's got anything to do with your artwork, you can often use a reference image to give yourself an idea of colour tones. I've got no videos to actually talk about this because I'm a bit fresh to the idea. I'm a bit stubborn with my black and white lifestyle. Racist. But basically, have a look at picking colour tones or colour sample images on maybe other people's art videos. Say, cover this. And it is a great way to kind of express the same kind of subsurface feeling to your artwork, even if you're drawing something completely differently. I don't know how to put that better. There's probably a very particular term for it. But a reference color palette image never hurts these days. It's something to have a look at. L Sky Free says, love your artwork and commentary, Mikey. Thank you very much. Like, it's not good. I'm more than aware than that. Like, this is just me reading your comments, which I bloody love doing, and rambling. Just rambling after work for a bit and uploading it with some time-lapse video in the background that I work on. But if any of you guys listen along, of course, I'm very pleased. Anyway, I heard in one of your videos that you've studied architecture at uni. Are you currently working in an architecture firm? Just curious, because I'm an architecture student too, but I enjoy drawing other random stuff. Lols. So yes, I did a couple of years of architecture, or the equivalent of a couple, I should say. So whatever you get out of that, it's not quite a degree, it's a diploma. And I did some work for architects in firms. Like, if you're studying architecture, you know what a CAD monkey is. So yeah, I've done some stuff there, and I've done a load of site work before, and I've done loads of like investigative architecture where you're not really doing anything about building design anymore. You're just like trying to get a load of feedback from the community to see if they even need a building in the first place and stuff like that. And what can I say I've worked on? So like, wait, this was years and years ago. There is like a big building in Essex, Purfleet, I think it is, or Grays, there we go. Grays in Essex, and it's this big kind of building where they store all of the clothes for the National Theatre in London, like all of the costumes and bits. And it was this site called High House or something like this. And basically, I was with the firm and the tutors that went down there way back in the day, when it was just a dilapidated barn site and there was nothing next to the Eurotunnel route. And we did like loads of like the initial work that set up to like what goes here, what history does the town have, and had like this old sewing culture that kind of slowly led to that. Different architects took over the entire process in the end, but we were part of some of the initial submitted work, and that was really nice to be involved with things that make things. So yeah, I've got an eye for buildings, and I know like looking at materials and stuff like that to some degree or another. I wish you all the best. If you become an excellent architect, build my house for free. Hashtag help Mikey. So yeah, awesome. If you love drawing other random stuff, I totally get you though. In my architecture classes, or in the studios, of course, like people used to say to me, why are you doing architecture? Why don't you become an illustrator? And I used to eventually just be like, fuck yeah, I've got to stop doing architecture. Tahewere, or Tayware, says, hey Mikey, hello Tayware. How about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and their girlfriends? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles don't have girlfriends. GFs. GFs? Surely you mean girlfriends, unless GFs are like a turtle thing, like Guardian Forces. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Google search a girlfriends. This is not canon, surely. I don't like where this has taken me. Okay, so like I'm from the old school days of Turtles, none of the remakes, and none of like the newer animated cartoons either. I'm just talking like the really old stuff. So do the Turtles have girlfriends which are also mutated turtles, or do the Turtles have girlfriends which are real life people? Because there are a lot of fan drawn images right now on my screen of varying levels of acceptability. I don't like any of that. No. Like, you know when you just like, you're looking at art stuff, or you're looking at cool design, and then you click something and then all of your suggested results are like furry artwork, and you just kind of like, oh, I don't know where I'm going tonight. Like, all of this. This is the wrong side of what I want to be involved with. Oh, sorry. Oh, mate, sorry. I've just gone off topic now. No. No, I won't be doing that, Ty. Thank you very much. Oh, God. That was quite a display. Oh, my God. It's like when I first found out about, like, not safe for work Sonic fan fiction. It's just kind of like, oh, shit. I forget there's everything on the internet. Another thought. Why not have a draw-off with Jazza? Because I am nowhere near Jazza's standards, Jazza's commitment, and Jazza's creativity. I really like Jazza's style. To be fair, I'm a big fan of Jazza in general. Like, I'm sure most of you follow his channel. He came to England a while back on tour sometime last year. And, like, he just asked for, like, a bit of help generally to the audience to make it work. 'Cause it was going to be, like, a random meetup, and then he realised he had to rent a space, and there's insurance issues. And I was like, oh, fuck, I want to go see Jazza. That'd be well good. So, like, I donated some money towards it. And then in the end, I was getting time off work. And then something else completely different came up. I had to go to a party, and I was just like, oh, man. I really missed out. It looks really, really good. No, like, I can't like match Jazza in drawing style. Like, I'm a Jazza fanboy more than anything. So yeah, but one day in the future, maybe we'll be good enough. Although he's really into that 3D stuff now. That guy's got a setup. Oh yeah, if you want to feel the feels, everybody, if you want some deep emotion, watch Draw of Jazz's video where he builds the new studio for 3D stuff, and he talks about like the whole like YouTube career, but like what drawing was to him as a kid. Oh, it's just like, it's heart-wrenching, man. I really felt for him. It's well good. So yeah, no, man, I'm just, bear in mind, like, I've got a YouTube channel that's growing. It's amazing. I'm very pleased. But now, man, I'm just another guy who's really into artwork and geeks out. Ooh, dear, we're coming up on that time warning, and I've not read many of your comments. Okay, let's pick up the pace. RJ Brogy and others totally got a Mad Max reference. Excellent, thank you very much. And Just Shiki Sama says, hey Mikey, hello Shiki Sama. I've been around for a long time and I appreciate what you do. Thank you very much. You've helped me improve through all of your videos, and I do sit and draw with the vids. Excellent. P.S. Have you ever thought of live streaming on YouTube or Twitch? Ooh! Clickety click. Going off beast quickly. Have I thought about it? Fucking right, I've thought about it. So, I've been saying to you guys for years and years and years, I have a really shit internet connection, so I can't do anything live, and I did, and it was shit. But I recently had to get a new internet account, which is better, and has apparently upload speed. So, I got through the post, what am I looking at here? A Pro Stream webcam from Logitech. Excellent. I've got a thing. I've got a thing which can stream things, so I don't know, I've not done any research. I don't know how or when or what or why, but I will be at least having a go at some sort of live streaming, Draw of Mikey, or live streaming artwork or something, basically, on Twitch or YouTube. I don't know, basically. But yes, I want to do it. I want to make it happen. We'll see what happens in the future. Thank you very much for asking. Just so happens this came in a post just the other day. Jericho Cross 97 says, hey Mikey, hello Jericho. I am personally excited for One Punch Man Season 2. How about you? By the way, your tutorials really have helped me. Thank you. You're welcome. I fucking love One Punch Man. I love subversive shonen manga. It is so fucking good. And because basically I'm an old man, I'm like 30, oh shit, 32, 33, 32? 84? Born in 84, 32. I am basically but like 33 soon. Like, oh wait, what am I getting at? Oh yeah, so basically, like, in One Punch Man, all of these various monsters and character designs, pretty much they are all based off of like real fucking classic 80s shows, other character designs, other monsters, other TV tropes. It's all referencing back to so many fucking incredible things. So as I'm reading it, like, it's a fucking hilarious show. But as you go through the pages and see these character designs, you're just like, oh fuck, that's referencing this. Or that's a character from this, like, Satomi Hakenden, like the evil bad guy samurai from that and stuff. It's just, it's all over the place. Love it. Yes, I'm excited for Season 2. I've probably read most of it in the anime, which is just so fucking good. Yeah, I'm absolutely up for that. I'm so, obviously, if any of you are listening this deep in and you don't know what One Punch Man is, shame on you. One Punch Man is great, that's all I'm going to say. But also the story of how it came to creation and how it never got made in the first place is incredible. It's so good. So yeah, I am excited, as you can probably tell, because I've just gone on a rant. Julian Cancola says, hey Mikey, hello Julian, I hope you're feeling well. Better, but, you know, I've been complaining all episode. I've been getting into digital drawing, and there's something that's been continuing to confuse me. Whenever I do a drawing, I do a sketch, do a refined sketch of the next layer, and then do line art on the next layer after. But what confuses me is that I don't know how to colour the line art without colouring outside the line art constantly. I know there's a way to set up the layers to do this, but it's never been clear to me. Anyways, sorry for the essay. Keep doing what you do. No worry, essay. So you're talking about masking layers. Because basically I haven't got time to like give you an overview, but basically look up masking layers on other tutorials, or as long as your line art on your final line art layer is consistent, there's no gaps, like all the way around the edge, all of the lines meet, you should be able to use the magic wand tool to select outside that line art layer. And then on a new layer, inverse selection, so if you're only working inside the line art layer, and then get colouring on that new layer with that masked or selected area. That's how Mikey tends to do it. Or you can use the polygonal lasso tool to mask out an area to your matching line art as well. Frisk says, how do I make my voice so satisfying to listen to like you? Oh, Frisk, you just need an ongoing cold to keep it slightly more dulcet than your usual high-pitched tones. If you're me, that is, because I have a horrible whiny voice in real life. And then like up the lower decibels, like in post-editing as well, that never hurts. Maybe compress the sound a little bit to get that professional ting out of things. But yeah, just play around with it digitally. Like if you met me in real life, you'd be like, oh god, it's this guy again. No, it's okay. It's probably okay. I have a terrible voice, I won't lie. Crystal 711 to 3. Oh wait, no, it's one of those faces with the number 3, I get it. I want to see him draw Star Butterfly. I would like to see how he'd make her into an anime style since she's a cartoon character. Star Butterfly? I've never heard of such things, Crystal. Let's have a look. Oh, a princessy type character from... Is this My Fairly Odd Parents or Jason Cartoon? I don't know who this is. Oh, Star versus the Forces of Evil. I've never heard of it. We'll leave that tab open for later investigation. What's going on, the rest of you? Edgar Kingmaker says, hey Mikey, hello Edgar. I love your DWM videos. Thank you. They've been such an inspiration to me to start my own. That's very kind of you to say. My favourite video from you is your low angle tutorial video. It's so rare to see anyone put one of those out. Thanks, dude, because, I mean, I probably talk about it in that thing, but I was like, there is not enough low angle tutorial videos out there. That sounds like a really weird complaint. But I remember thinking, I can't find, like, there are at least 2 I found, I won't lie, which are great. But normally there's billions of things on billions of topics. There weren't enough low angles. I'm glad you appreciated it. I appreciate your appreciation. Appreciation? Really helped me with the extra angles. I wonder, have you considered drawing a draw which has a sort of high intensity fight scene going on? I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, multiple character scenarios and how to set up certain scenes are a billion years in the future, to be fair, but all on the list to do. Oh my goodness, we're running out of time. Dark Simplistic says, I think Tywin marrying his cousin was shown here. I know what you're talking about. So, like, in the Cersei drawings, like, I did some really loose starting drawings, and some of them were mal-fucking-formed. They were full-on malformed. And so, yeah, like, the signs of genetic incest was definitely showing. Chief Zaya says, hello, Mikey. Hello, Chief. I hope you're having a great day or night. I love watching your videos. Hashtag Hardcore Crew. I'm really enjoying these Game of Thrones videos. Could you possibly draw Rei Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion or Tsubasa Hanekawa from the Monogatari series on future DWMs? Future DWMs? Yeah, I could. I mean, ideally some fan art for Rei as well, because she's a hell of a character. Glad you're enjoying them. Obviously, we've gone out this episode and it's just been the Mercy artwork. This is probably the point I'm going to take it to the end. I think we can fit in a couple more comments. But of course, you guys know that. If you're this deep into the video and you've actually been listening all the way through, you are the hashtag Hardcore Crew. Hashtag sip of tea. Hashtag it's really coffee today. Let's have a sip. Bloody love you lot. I say it all the time. I'll say it again. I don't care. Garrett Wyckoff says, per getting over being sick. Oh man, you guys have helpful tips. Fucking love you lot. I find it helpful to block out a full day for hardcore recovery, turn off the phone and sleep for a full day. Literally nothing going on but sleeping, getting up to eat, usually feeling substantial better the next day. Love the channel. My art is coming along leaps and bounds as a result. Very glad to be of any use if that's helping, dude. That's great. Yeah, I took 2 days sick off work where I was definitely ill. Came back the next 2 days and hadn't recovered enough. I actually wore myself out again and then had to take another 2 days off work, which I think that's an old man's thing. When you're younger, you can just plow through. But yeah, I haven't quite given myself that big enough run. I'm going to take on board everybody's tea suggestions, however, and smash that shortly after this. One more comment? Why not? But Boomstick says, hey, just wanted to say thank you. Hey, Boomstick, no worries. Art had been my whole life. Until I had my son, and I had to unfortunately stop drawing to focus more on his special needs. Every now and then I have sketched, but 9 times out of 10 they turn out worse and worse. I recently found your videos like 3 days ago. Oh, welcome newbie. And was so inspired by your instructional videos I was finally able to feel confident enough to try again, now that my son is older and getting better. Glad to hear it. I love the interaction you have with your viewers, and the real-time drawing has helped me get back into what I love to do. Hope one day my son can join me in it. So thank you for what you do and keep up the amazing work. Oh, the Boomstick. That is an incredibly nice comment. Thank you very much. I'm really pleased. Yeah, all the best for your son. Like, it sounds like getting better means he's got some really particular care needs. I hope that all comes along very well for you. And yeah, obviously, important things come first. But if you find the time, crack out some artwork. Like, it puts you in the zone and you'll feel much better for it. Thank you for the comment. Thank you, all of you lovely people, for all of your lovely comments. I haven't complained about it, said how great it is, but again, this is just, we're in this kind of zone now where I actually get a lot of comments on these videos. When it started, I barely got any. It was really easy to do it. There's quite a few in. So let me just say thank you so much for all of you who've been commenting along. If you've got something really important to say and I haven't read your comment, maybe just copy paste it for the next time around. Hopefully I'll catch it then. I hope you guys all have a bloody lovely week, each and every one of you, and I'll see you later. Take care.